We run and go still every time.
Well, hello there. Welcome back. It's me, your friendly neighbor, your qualified makeup artist, and your friend. Today, I want to put an end to the question and confusion surrounding the topic of makeup application. Brushes versus hands. Which one is better? We shall find out. I bet you guys can't tell which side is with hands and which side is brushes. I don't know. You can? If you would like to find out which is better, then just keep watching. First thing I'm gonna do is exfoliate my face, which you should do if you want your makeup to last long and to look more fresh. I'm gonna use my Nivea. First I'm gonna do just using my hands. So I'm just massaging it into my skin. Now obviously this is the quickest way to wash your face, is to just use your hands, and it's less abrasive because you're using your fingers that have a smooth surface, and so when you're massaging it into the skin it's less rough on the skin, whereas if you were using a face exfoliator. On the other side I'm going to use Borio's little face thingy. Now the benefits of this is that it has these little hairs on it. It cleans your pores a lot more efficiently. However, this costs money. It's not as easy as using your hands, but it is more effective. So it has its pros and cons. Now I'm just going to moisturize the face. First with my hands. Now the reason why moisturizing the face is good is because it gives the skin some tackiness for the makeup to stick to. I'm gonna use a brush on the other side. The benefits of using a brush is that it's a lot more sanitary, especially when you're working on a client, but it does take more time than applying it with your hands. Now I'm going to use foundation. First on the hand side. Applying your foundation with your hands is a lot more time efficient than using a brush or a sponge. The only downside I would say is that after you touch anything, it's going to have foundation on it. Other side, I'm going to use a brush. Using a brush when applying your foundation is beneficial in a few ways, one of which is that these brushes are designed for a flawless finish, and so it does give a lot more coverage than as opposed to using your hands when applying a foundation. A downside I would say though is that sometimes if the brush is already full of product, like mine is now because I haven't washed it in a while, then it does have the tendency to pull at your skin more as opposed to using your hands. But it's a lot easier to blend, I would say. Now concealer. So many people ask me if you can use concealer with your hands, if you can blend it out with your fingers, will it look the same than if you use a brush? So we shall put it to the test. So I'm just gonna dot some under my eye. And let's try to use our fingers first. So by applying the concealer with my finger, I've noticed that it definitely have synced in a lot more into my fine lines and wrinkles under my eyes. It takes a lot more time to blend it out with your finger than a brush. It does give more of a natural finish to the concealer, so less coverage. I'm gonna use my favorite concealer brush. This is Real Techniques sculpting brush. It fits perfectly under the eyes. When you blend out the concealer with a brush, I feel like it's a lot softer on the eye, around the eye. This is a very delicate area, so when you're pushing it in with a soft concealer brush, it's a lot more forgiving. I'm going to add some warmth contour to my face with my hands using this Bobbi Brown concealer palette in dark. I always add bronzer to my cheeks and also my forehead because this is where the sun would naturally hit my face. Applying a bronzer with my hands definitely takes a while. It can have the tendency to look kind of patchy because you're only using like this amount of surface area. So to make sure that it's all even, it does take a while to blend out. Obviously, I can't use powders with my hands, so I'm just going to set my face really quick with a translucent powder and I'll be right back. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this side of my face and bronze up my face with a big powder brush. I kind of feel like with a brush you have more control as to where you want to put the most amount of product, and it also is faster. Now I'm just using a cream blush from L'Oreal. I find that when you apply blush with your hands, it's a lot harder to control the amount of product that you actually disperse. I guess I'm used to using brushes, and so I'm used to the fact that brushes soak up some of the product, even though if you put on a bit too much, it soaks up some percentage of it. And put some here too. Now on the other side of my face, I'm going to use Makeup Revolution's blush palette. Absolutely love this, and this is my favorite color from it. So as you can tell the difference, this side on my face has stayed in the area that you would want your blush to be in. This side is a bit more dispersed and it's a lot more natural and it looks more skin friendly. Okay, and now we're going to highlight. Applying highlight with my finger allows some of my freckles to show through. It looks like I'm naturally dewy this way. However, something that I find when using my hands for a lot of these makeup products is the fact that sometimes, especially early in the morning, I don't want to be like pouncing on my face. You know, I don't want to be, sometimes I don't even want to touch my face. I just want the brush to just get the job done. The other side, I'm using MAC Soft and Gentle. I feel like this side, it looks a lot smoother and like foiled as opposed to this one. Now for the eyes, I'm going to be using my I Love Makeup Salted and Caramel eyeshadow. I'm gonna be using this color. One of the things I like about using my fingers when applying eyeshadow is that sometimes it can make the eyeshadow come out looking stronger and more pigmented. Sometimes using your finger for eyeshadow is a lot more effective. I'm gonna use, this is just a Smashbox brush that I got in palette once. But I do feel like I have more control with a brush than using my finger. So as you can see, this side is a little bit more pigmented than this side. Okay, now this is the hard part. I'm taking a dark brown over here, just concentrating it in the outer corners. So the only problem I have when applying eyeshadow with my finger is that it's a lot harder to create this gradient of your eyeshadow fading out than with a brush. Your hands naturally produce some oils, and because of that the eyeshadow sticks to your finger, and whilst it's really efficient at applying a shimmer color where you want it to be strong and pigmented and stay there, for that it works fine, but creating this gradient is really hard. And when using it with a brush, this is the same brush by the way, just the other side. It's obviously faster, first of all. You can get a nicer blend when you're using a brush, but you could get a more intense pigmentation payoff when you're using your finger. Okay? And now I'm just going to do the rest of my eyes, eyeliner and lashes, and I'll be back. Now that we've done the eyes and the face, the last step is the lips. First, I'm going to line my lips by this little lip liner that I love. It's from Rimmel. It's called 011 Coffee. I'm going to use this Collection Rich Truffle Intense Shine, the color Rich Truffle 2. And on the side where I use my finger, I'm just going to use the lipstick out of the tube and spread it out with my finger. Using my finger to blend out this lipstick definitely feels like it's spreading it out really evenly across the lips. You do have to be careful because then you have lipstick on your hands. And on the other side, I'm going to use a lip brush, apply it with that. What I'm noticing with the brush is that you definitely get more of a sheer application, but it definitely creates a much straighter line when you're creating your lip line. But color-wise, it looks exactly the same. Not much difference that I can tell. So let's have a look at the final look. It looks like the side of my face where I only use brushes, to me looks a lot more flawless and even. On the side where I only use my fingers, it looks a little bit more patchy and the skin irregularities show through my makeup. My final thoughts when it comes through using brushes or hands or which one is better is the fact that okay, it very depends on your style of makeup that you enjoy on yourself, makeup that you feel comfortable in, makeup when you see yourself in a reflection, you like what you see, and the amount of resources you're willing to spare and time on your makeup look. Not everybody enjoys spending time doing their makeup. I certainly do. It all depends on your lifestyle and how you like to look. So let me know if you're a brush gal or doing your hands with makeup kind of gal. Anyway, I hope that this video was helpful and you guys got a little bit more of an overall idea on what are the pros and cons of using brushes and your hands to do your makeup. I'm definitely a brush type of gal, but I really enjoyed making this video, and on the days where I want to be more natural, I do use my hands. So I appreciate you guys being here and watching me, and thank you guys so much. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Still every time, whatever